Welcome to our latest workshop, the 2025 roofing marketing blueprint. This is one of my favorite of all workshops that we put on, and that's because it deals a lot with planning, and it is one of the things that we um, in the roofing industry we just don't do enough of, right? And I want to kind of go over and build a plan for y'all, right? And show you exactly what you need to be working on, exactly what we need to be building out in 2025. Now, as you know, or maybe don't know, roofing marketing in general just changes. It changes a lot. It changes all the time, and and it is one of those things that is a complete moving target. Google themselves changes, 600 some odd times a year, and that was before AI was introduced. So it's almost on a several times a day, kind of a thing, and it's just constantly changing. Okay, so who am I? My name is Chris Hunter. I am the Chief Marketing Officer of roofingsites.com. I am also the author of the Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers. If you don't have this in your hands, right, or you don't have it on your computer, I am going to give you a way at the very end of this workshop to download this because I want this in everybody's hands. It's 336 pages long, by the way, of the exact blueprint of what we do for our clients. Okay. Um, Next, we are members of the NRCA, RCAT, HARCA, all of those, associations. Um, if you are a member of those, congratulations. We are there with you. All right. I am also a father of three. I've got three awesome kids. One that is in college age, one is a junior in high school, and one that is the girl. She is in eighth grade, so she kind of rules the roost here. But I've been blessed with three awesome kids. I've been doing SEO since 1998. If you do your history check on that, that was before Google even was around, and that's true. So the first website that I ranked was on Yahoo. That really dates me. I get it, but I've been doing search engine optimization and web design and all of these digital marketing things since 1998. Okay. Random fact about me: I'd love to smoke Texas barbecue if you are in College Station, Texas, where I am. And be sure to reach out to me, and we will try to figure out a way for me to cook a brisket for that time frame so that we can have that ready for you. Last little tidbit about me: I'm on a mission to double the size of 100 roofing companies by 2028. We are well on our way doing that, and we are doing that, by the way, of exactly what we're going to talk about in this workshop here. Okay. All right. There's an issue. There's an issue in the roofing industry. And I talk about this a lot, but since 2020, since the COVID lockdown, there are literally just too many choices in the roofing industry. There's been a huge influx of roofing companies since then. And if you look at the latest statistics, it's almost on a hockey stick trajectory. Okay, so the problem there is that for you yourself as a roofing company owner, or for homeowners, and it's kind of a double-edged sword there, is that there's just too many choices, right? There's too many options for the homeowner, and for y'all, there's just too much competition. And if you haven't kept up with your digital marketing in the past 10 years, right, or you're new to the industry, there's a lot of things that you've got to take care of in order to get sales coming in on a regular basis, through your website, through your digital marketing channels. Okay. The other problem is that you're most likely a choice versus versus the choice, right? I don't know about you, but when people come to me, right, and they ask for my services, I want to be the choice versus a choice. I want them pre-positioned for when they come to me, that I'm going to make the sale simply because we are the choice. And you do that honestly by being omnipresent in your market. Okay. And to establish your credibility, your trust in your market area. But I constantly, like 4 to 5 times a day, I'm looking at roofers, marketing, right, in general, and digital. I meet every single day, And the problem that every single one of them have is that they are a choice versus the choice. Okay. I talk about this a lot. Okay. Machines, right? I worked on this jet here in the United States Air Force in the late 90s, okay, and early 2000s. And when I got out, right, and started building my own business, I had to figure out systems, right? Because if you build a business without systems, it's really hard to pass that on to somebody else. Okay. When I went to sell my company in 2014, it wasn't worth a whole heck of a lot. And that's because everything was built around me. What I talk about and preach about a lot in these workshops and just all the time is that we want to build machines in our business. Okay. And a machine is just simply a collection of systems, okay, that work. In this jet right here, what I worked on, it is a whole bunch of different systems that are inside of this one machine. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. What we're going to do here today, and what we're going to talk about a lot here today, is building your marketing machine. Okay. Building your marketing system that is a collection of other systems. Okay. All right. Give me one if this all makes sense so far, if I'm making sense to you, right? Okay, we got one. Yep. All right. Next, this is a common issue that I see, right? A lot of people come to me like, Chris, hey, we need more leads, we need more sales, and the problem is that they're thinking about tactics, right? Most marketing that I see is built off of tactics, and they're missing the overall strategy, right? And over a marketing strategy in order to get them from point A to point B. Okay. They're missing several critical pieces from that. And we're going to go over a lot of that here today. Okay. So what is a strategy? Okay. Well, I believe that this is the best marketing strategy for any company. And you can plug this exact framework into any business and it's going to work. Okay. So this is the 4R roofing marketing machine, right? Sometimes I call this the 4R roofing marketing system, right? Kind of synonymous, but it's made up of 4 pillars. And this is an evergreen system, mind you, because as you'll see, as we go through each of these main pillars, you can take a piece out and put something in that is working. Okay. All right. So let's get started. The base pillar, okay, is your reputation. When we first started working with roofers and small businesses in the mid 2000s, we started helping them, get ranked on Google. And when Google Ads came around, we worked on Google Ads. When Facebook came around, we started working on Facebook, right? All of these are great, except what happens if your reputation is non-existent or it's not good? Okay. Nothing else works. And so that's why on this entire system, we added this pillar in after we had started on working on the second pillar, which we're going to go over here in a second. But your reputation is critical to the success of you being able to be successful with your marketing strategy. Okay. The second pillar is reach. Okay, getting in front of more people today than knew about you yesterday, right? Just makes sense. When what most people think of in marketing is this right here. Okay, this is search engine optimization, Google Ads, Google Maps, Facebook ads, content marketing, social media. Okay, let me go back to reputation. We're going to go into each of these pillars, in depth, but reputation, right? And we've added piece by piece to this pillar because a couple of years ago we weren't really adding social media to this pillar. But to me, this is high conversion website, meaning that if someone comes to your website, it really needs to convert. Because if you're not converting them, it doesn't really matter. Okay. And you're just going to waste your money. You're going to waste your time. It's got to instill trust and it's got to do it very fast. Okay. Online reviews, these are critical these days. And Google is placing more and more importance in their algorithms on how fast you get reviews, how good that your reviews are, and how steady you are on getting those reviews. Okay. Social media was added in here because I see roofers do this wrong all the time. Okay. So we're going to go into exactly, what this means here in a minute. So those are the two base pillars, right? Reputation and reach. Next one is resell, right? We are 8 times more likely to sell to somebody who has purchased from us in the past. Okay, 8 times. All right, and I'm going to add something in on that. We're 8 times more likely to sell to somebody who's had a positive experience. Okay, for roofers, this typically means selling cross selling to them. Okay, this means your gutters, windows, siding, solar, clean, roof cleaning, roof rejuvenation. There's the list goes on and on, right? But these are all cross selling services, cross selling opportunities, right? That you can sell to somebody who's purchased from you in the past. How do you do that? We're going to dig into that, okay, here in a little bit. Oops, went the wrong way. But let's talk about the next pillar. The next pillar is referrals, right? We all build our businesses off of referrals at the very beginning. The fact is, though, the larger that you scale, the harder it is to actually scale this one piece. Okay. And so we're gonna talk about all of these. So these are all the main pillars. And what the plan with our workshop here today is I'm going to talk about each of these pillars, what's working and not working in the roofing industry right now today. Okay. I'm going to give you a workbook that you can download here in a little bit. And we're going to start building a plan for 2025. All right. Okay. What's the first step? What should we do first? Well, as we talked about, right, we want to make sure that we fix our reputation. Reputation, like I said, is super, super critical. But how do you actually do that? Okay. Well, number one step, and this is something that all of you should be doing on a regular basis, is get more reviews. All right. Sounds easy. It's not as easy as it seems. All right. People are just not willing to actually do it, right? And it's like pulling teeth sometimes. Okay. So you have to have a system in order for that to actually happen. One, you want to make sure that you ask in person, right? Number two, you want to have some sort of a way that is following up with those people because, like in sales, okay, just like in sales, you have to follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, right? You got to do the same thing in order to get reviews. All right. Even if they had a super positive experience, even though they've told you that they're going to do it, right? Um, that it's just a matter of, okay, well, how do we do that? We do it for our clients, right? We have a system built that is software that will ask via SMS, right? Text message, and it will ask via email. Okay. And then ask multiple times either way. So we're kind of hitting them in a couple different avenues there. Okay. All right. So reviews, if you've got a system, right, put it into existence, get it working, right? That's step number one. Step number two on this pillar, on the reputation pillar, is fix your website. I look at tons of websites, right? 4 to 5 every day, right? If I'm looking at 4 to 5 every day, what am I looking at? About somewhere around 20 per week, right? 20 to 25 every single week. Every single one of them need to be fixed. Okay. I'm going to be doing all sorts of workshops this year. Again, just like I have in the past, we're going to have one of those workshops be strictly over how to fix your website. But the main things are the biggest problem that I see is that you're not instilling trust right away. Okay. You're talking about yourself versus talking to the people's problems, the homeowners' problems. Okay. And how you can help solve those and making it easy for them to actually hire you. All right. Those three things. You got to make sure that when they come to the website that they understand what you do. They got to understand, and this is within seconds, they got to understand how you fix their problems, and they got to understand how to actually contact you and make it super easy, right? I like to have your phone number in the upper right hand corner. I like to have call to action buttons that stand out, okay, that are not part of the main color scheme of everything, and there's other things that build trust on websites, things like pictures of you and your staff, okay, you and your trucks, so that they understand that you're not a fly by night company, that you're actually in their service area, that you actually have people that work for you, and that you have a solid reputation. Okay. Again, that reputation piece, right? So we like to pull in the reviews for websites. We like to ensure that we have pictures that are on the websites that are from that company and not stock photography. Okay. There's all sorts of things that we want to put on there, but make sure that it actually converts. Okay, next step, and this again is still for the base pillar, right? Our reputation pillar is to post on social media. I've got a picture here, okay, that I took a couple of days ago when I looked at a roofer's social media. And this is very, very common. Look at the date on that. Okay. I blacked out their name so it doesn't embarrass them here, but June 4th, 2018. This was their last post on Facebook. Okay. 2018. The very first thing that goes through people's mind, by the way, when they see stuff like this is this company even in business anymore? And that's the last thing that you want going through their minds. Okay. So we're going to go into what to post here in a little bit on social media, but make sure that you're posting on a regular basis, at least once a month. Come on, y'all. Okay. Post something once a month at least, right? These are great pictures. I wish that they would have continued to do this exact same thing and illustrate and demonstrate their expertise. Okay. I'm a huge fan of job site photos, and that should 100% be put on every social post. Okay. Step number 2, let's reach more people. All right. Get in front of more people today than knew about us yesterday. This is the reach pillar. Okay. All right. I like this one, by the way. And I like putting this, these little memes. If you notice, there's little memes in here, right? No one can steal your marketing plan if you don't have a marketing plan. Well, that's kind of duh. That's why you're here. Let's talk about this marketing plan. Okay. Step number 1 inside of the reach pillar, you've got to dominate Google. What do I mean by that? Well, you have to be in all 4 spots. Okay. There are 4 main areas in every single search engine result page. Okay. When someone does a search for roofers near me, roofers in whatever area that you're in, right? You want to show up in local service ads. These are the Google guaranteed ads. These are actually working really, really, really well right now. Okay. And you want to make sure that most of our clients, we have the vast majority of their ad spend inside of local service ads. Next is Google ads. This is the regular pay-per-click area. Okay. I'm going to go through where these are, and illustrate this here in a second, but just know that these are the main 4 areas. The other one is Google Maps. We all know what Maps is, right? We all know by now what a 3-pack is, meaning that it's only shows 3 listings for the Google Maps area. Okay, these are super important because they show your reviews, right? Same thing with local service ads. All right. And it shows how many reviews that you have, and it shows you how well that your reputation is. Organic is the last area. This is where I started working in the industry on doing search engine optimization for my clients. This is still very important because not all searches, right, come up with local service ads and Google ads and maps, right? So you want to make sure that you are also widening that net as much as you possibly can for the organic area. Okay, so this is what it looks like. When I do a search for a roofing company in Houston, College Station, Texas is right next to Houston's, or a little bit north of Houston. So I used Houston as a good illustration. As you can see here, we've got the Google guaranteed ads. These are local service ads. Okay. And right underneath it are 2 sponsored ads. These are pay-per-click ads. Okay. The difference between these 2 is that local service ads are on performance, meaning that they will charge you per lead, very similar to, Angie's, Home Advisor, any of those types of places, right? And the difference between Angie's and Google guaranteed ads or Google local service ads are that it's a 1-to-1 right now, meaning that that person that reached out that raised their hand that said, yes, I need help with my roof, is only going to go to one person unless they go down the line and click on somebody else's. Okay. Now, with all of these, and I'm just going to throw this out here, it is super critical that you pick up the phone. Okay. Because people will do exactly that. If you don't pick up, they're just going to go right down the line until they find someone who is picking up the phone. Okay. We've helped solve that issue for our clients by adding a call center, right? We're working right now on the AI call center. It's super creepy, super cool, but we put that into place simply to solve for that issue. Okay. All right, these are the top 2 spots: local service ads, Google ads. The next, like we all know, is the Maps pack. And it's called the three pack because there's only three listings shown. Okay. Now, one thing to note as we're looking at this right here, okay, you've got out of these three companies that are shown, only one of them actually has a physical address. The other one are service area businesses. And the reason that I know that is because it has a directions button on there, okay, where that little arrow is pointing to right now. Okay. The others have websites. The more of those little buttons that you can put up there or have up there or show up there, the more of a chance you have of someone actually calling you, okay, or going to your website or taking an action. Right now, there's also, and this is also for the local service ads, there's a way to hook up your booking calendar to this as well. So people can just self book directly off of these right now. Okay. Anyway, so this is the three pack. It's called a three pack because there's literally only three spots. Okay. You want to be in one of those three packs. Now, keep in mind that the Google three pack, right? Google Maps in general is very proximity based. So the closer you are to the searcher, the more of a chance you're going to have to show up in that three pack. Okay. That's one of the, you know, parts to their algorithm. There's about 130 other steps that we have to take in order to make sure that you show up, right? Give you the chance to show up. But the biggest one of them all is proximity. Okay. Next is organic. Organic is what Google started on. Okay. And don't discount this area. Don't think, well, no one's scrolling all the way down there and clicking on that because that's completely false, right? And in other searches, right, longer tail searches, those other three areas don't even show up sometimes in the search engine result page, meaning that when someone does a search, you want to give yourself as much of a chance to show up. Okay. All right. That's it, right? And this is very simplified, but those are the the four areas that you need to fix in order to dominate Google. Okay. So I say dominate Google first before anything else, simply because of this one reason. That's where people are going to search for your services. They're not going to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, which might or might not be up, or by the time you hear this, right? We've all heard of all of those, but they don't go there to search for your services, right? They might go there to Facebook or Instagram to ask their friends, "Hey, who do you recommend?" And that's a whole different thing, right? That goes back into the referral and really even just the reputation pillar. Okay, but they don't go there. They go to Google right now. Okay, that's literally where they're going. So I tell every single roofer, let's dominate. The very first step beyond fixing your reputation is let's dominate Google. Let's take up all four of those spots. Okay. Um, Anyways, that's kind of that is what I recommend. All right. Okay. Next, let's talk about social media. All right. As I illustrated earlier, there's very few companies that do this right. All right. And I get asked this question all the time. Well, okay, I understand I need to be on social media, but I don't know what to share. Okay. So I'm going to give you four things right now that you can share right now. Number one, you can share your reviews, right? Leverage those things. Did you know that? And yes, I have read the Google terms of service. If in the Google terms of service, right, for Google My Business or Google Maps, Google Business Profile, you own those reviews. You can do whatever you want to with those reviews. Once somebody posts a review on your website, you have the ability to take a screenshot of it, copy and paste that, put that into a graphic, whatever that you want to do to share out that reputation. And so I say, use those reviews not only on your website, right, but leverage them into your social media. Okay. So share your reviews. That's a super easy, simple thing that you can do. All right. Number two, we've talked about this already, is job site photos. Make sure that you are sharing your job site photos. Take a picture with that $1,000 machine sitting in your pocket. Okay. That $1,000 machine is so freaking powerful these days, right? It can actually, if used right, we can use this for search engine optimization by simply making sure that our location settings are turned on for our camera, right? And as we post those to social media, as we post those to our website, We're simply telling Google what our service area is because in the back end of that photo, right, it's called the EXIF data. It says the latitude and longitude of where that picture was taken. Okay. So all you have to do is turn that on, take a photo, right? I would do it landscape, okay, not portrait, right? Up and down or left and right, okay? With the for me, I like it with the camera turned left, okay, to the left side, and just take a picture, real quick snapshot. All right. Share those things out on your social media. All right. Next, add some stories, right? Tell your story. Highlight your employees. All right. Social media is there to be social, right? But so many of y'all, I go to your social media accounts and beyond the fact of not seeing, not posting in a long time. The other issue that I see is that it's just constantly promotion. You know, hire us when all that kind, whatever. Don't do that, right? Share the stories of you and your employees. Share the stories of your family. Share the story of why you started business to begin with. Why did you start this thing? Okay. These things aren't hard. You could do it with your $1,000 machine, turn the video part on, tell your story. Okay. You could also write it if you prefer to do it that way. Okay. There are ways, by the way, to take a video, upload it to Chat GPT and have it do a transcript, right? And to write a story for you. Okay. But the point here is to share periodically highlights of your employees, right? What do you mean by that, Chris? What if your foreman just got married, right? Or what if your office manager just had a baby or got married or went on vacation? Whatever, right? Share the stories of you and your employees. It's not hard, right? But it's something that you have to be proactive about and have to think about. Okay. And then last, and this is just because we do these for our clients a lot, we share blogs and we share videos. Okay. So we write blogs for Google. Google has to have text in order to rank. So those blogs that we are posting to attract those search engine spiders, we share those out on social media. Okay. And for all sorts of different reasons. But the biggest one is to make sure that we've got something posting to those social channels at all times. Okay, next, step 3, sell to people who've bought from you in the past. It sounds so simple, right? But how do you actually do that? That's another question that I get all the time. Well, one, you want to do it via email, in person, all of these things in person for sure, right? Via phone, via in person, via email, via SMS. Okay. Reach out to them with upsell and cross sell campaigns. If you sold somebody on a roof, right, and you sell solar, okay, wouldn't it stand a chance that to get that solar job if you actually just reach out to that person, right? If they are in the market, if they are thinking about solar, you want to be that person that is selling it to them. Okay. We did this with a client in the Miami area, and we're simply going through his database, right, and sending out emails and text messages, all right, as a campaign, simply to his past people that he's done business with before. Okay. And he's getting a couple opportunities every single week just by doing this. All right. It's not a hard thing to do, but nobody's really doing it. Okay. Um, the next, right? Retargeting ads. What are retargeting ads? These are the ads that follow you around, right? Have you ever gone to like Amazon or Walmart, right? Gone and looked at something and then didn't buy it, and you notice those things following you around on Facebook and Instagram and possibly even on the ESPN website or Fox or wherever that you're going, right? Those are called retargeting ads. Those have been around for small businesses, right? They added this capability to Facebook first and then to Google next, right? About 10 years ago at this point. All right. If you're not utilizing retargeting ads, you're leaving money on the table because people that do interact with your brand go to your website. You paid to get them there one shape, way or another, whether that was hiring something like us, and we're doing search engine optimization or Google Maps, or you paid for it via pay-per-click ads or local service ads. Anyway, they come to your website for some reason, but then they left, right? They didn't call you, they didn't interact with you, they didn't leave a form or fill out a form or any of that kind of stuff. So these are super, super critical that we follow them around because it makes you top of mind for when they do make a decision. If they see your ad and they're like, oh man, oh yeah, I meant to do that. And the other thing that this does here is this makes you omnipresent in your market. We all want to be omnipresent, right? I know I do. I want to be everywhere, right? And that's the whole point for a lot of this stuff is that we want to be everywhere. Okay. We want our trucks to be seen, obviously, right? Uh, but we want people to say, wow, I've seen you everywhere. Okay. This is one of the biggest and easiest ways that you can do this is setting up these retargeting ads. Okay. The next, lead nurturing. What is that? Well, if someone fills out a form on your website, okay, or DMs you on Facebook or Instagram, what happens? I guarantee nothing does right now. Okay. Because we've looked at everybody's, not everybody's, we've looked at thousands of marketing campaigns. Nobody actually does this. Lead nurturing is simply taking people from the one stage in your sales pipeline to the next. If they raise their hand, if they reached out to you, do you have a series of emails or text messages? You can do both of those these days, right? Do you have a series of messages going out to them demonstrating your expertise? Do you have a message campaign that's getting them to the next stage in the sales pipeline? That's all this is. Okay. The very first email that everyone should get is a simple thank you so much for reaching out to us. Right. My name is Chris Hunter. I'm the owner of roofingsites.com. Thank you so much. I guarantee when you come to our website and you fill out a form, you get put into a nurture campaign. Okay. That's what this is. Just simply demonstrating good customer service. Okay. Adding a few things in here every once in a while, kind of like those reviews, right? Possibly some job site photos of similar jobs. Okay. All of those things that I was telling you to put on social media, that can be put into a lead nurture campaign. Okay. But the key is to automate it. Use software to automate all of these things. Okay. Last, monthly newsletter. To me, monthly newsletter is the ultimate leverage tool for roofers, right? Why is that? Well, that's because we're wrapping all of our marketing up into a nice, tight little bow and sending it out to everyone that is on our list. Okay. We're presenting our expertise. We're sharing reviews. We're sharing job site photos. And I say we're sharing expertise by our blog, right? That are educational in nature. Education sells. Okay. It's not just for Google. Okay. Those blogs are also there to help with this newsletter. Okay. It's all there to build trust and to get people to know, like, and trust you. Okay. And to make you completely omnipresent in your market. Okay. All right. Step number 4. Let's get some referrals. Who likes referrals? I know I do. Referral leads, people coming from a referral are 80% to 90% likely to buy from you. All right. What are you doing right now to get referrals? I guarantee it's not as much as you think you are. Okay. So how do you actually do this? We do it, first of all, beyond just asking for it in person. Number 2, we ask via email and SMS. This again is another campaign that you can set up inside of a software system to do this. This is exactly what we do with our clients, right? If you want more referrals, you have to have a system in order to get it. Okay. That goes back to when I was talking about machines and systems, and that's what businesses are, collections of systems. Well, a referral machine, a referral system that you set up in your business should work. Okay. Okay. So again, in person, do you have it on your website? Do you have your referral program on your website? we got to make sure that we have it everywhere, right? That our employees know about it, that it's on our website, that all of our customers know about it. Okay. Do you have campaigns running out, letting your people, your homeowners know, right? Or referral sources. You can do this with referral sources as well. Do they even know what your referral program is? Do you have it formalized? Okay. So a referral program is one of your most important pieces, which is why it's a whole pillar all by itself. Okay. It's one of the most neglected pieces in your business right now. Okay. So there are two ends to your referral program. One is to the people who've done business with you before, right? And we've talked about that. But what about your referral sources? People like, realtors, people like insurance agents. Okay. Do you have a referral network built up? And if so, have you formalized what you give to them? I usually recommend a $250 gift card, okay, that you can co-brand. Um, and I say $250 because if I take my family out to the local restaurant here, okay, I like Texas Roadhouse, right? So go to Texas Roadhouse. $250 is going to feed a family of 4 to 5 pretty easily. Okay, it's a good incentive for a referral. If something leads to a new roof, right? $15,000 job right there. $250 is a drop in the bucket to get for that sale. Am I right? So why don't we do that? So, and I like a co-branded card. You can co-brand Visa cards. Texas Roadhouse, if you've got a Texas Roadhouse in your area, in your service area, I recommend them because one, it's good steaks. Number two, you can co-brand that gift card with your logo on it. Okay, it says Texas Roadhouse, but you can also put your logo on it as well. It's a good gift to give to somebody who took time out of their day to refer someone to you. Okay. All right. So far, these are the three things. Okay. Let me get back to this. And again, monthly newsletter. Okay. We talked about monthly newsletter in our last pillar. And really, your monthly newsletter is constantly, should be constantly going out with anyone that comes into your funnel. Okay. Anyone who, whether they did business with you or not, they should be getting a monthly newsletter. There should be a way for them to opt out. Okay. In the bottom of that, but that monthly newsletter, like I said, is the ultimate leverage tool. So you can add all of those things that I talked about before, but also guess what? You can ask for a referral. Okay. Send them to your referral page on your website, have them fill out a form and then track who is sending you referrals and incentivize those people. Okay. All right. We're at 11:45. All right. This next stage, if you're still with me, give me one. This is going to take just a few minutes to go through. Use this QR code. One. Use this QR code real quick to download this workbook. Rochelle, if you can give them the link to this. All right. If you go to roofingsites.com/workbook, you can download this. Okay. This, and I'm going to pull it open, is a workbook that we put together that will help you with a few things. One, it's got the 4R system on it. Okay. But even more importantly, we've got a couple of tools in here for you. The first one is a way to, and by the way, this makes you copy this into your own. I should have had these ready, but makes you copy it in your own Google Drive. Okay? I'm going to go through the originals here. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and pull them all open. And yes, I'm geeking out with this. All right, the first tool that I want to put in y'all's hands is this is an internal checklist that we use that we have now made available to the public. Okay, to where y'all can download this. You can go through the same exercise that we're about to go through here. All right, and this is basically a way to do a self-evaluation of your marketing. Okay. So there's a couple different pages here, right? If you're not familiar with Google Sheets, basically we've got 4 tabs here, right? The first tab that it should bring you into is Start here, and it gives you the basic instructions on what to do with this. Okay. Number 2, go into the questionnaire. All right, this is the checklist, and this checklist, all right, will actually tell you, well, it's pretty easy, right? And we created this checklist to ensure that we were doing everything that we needed to do to help our roofers rank instill trust, and do all of the things that we've talked about so far. Okay. It is broken out into each of the four different pillars. All right. Um, and as you check this, each of these items, let's say that you were 100% here, basically it's going to give you 100% over here in the reputation area. Okay. So just simply go down through the list. Do you have your phone number in the top right corner of every page? Are you using authentic images? Do you have compelling call to action button after every block of text? This is those red buttons, right? Click here or schedule an estimate or something like that, right? Are you giving your customers the option to engage via chat or two-way text? Most of y'all are not, right? Do you have an online appointment scheduler? Most of y'all do not. Is your website mobile friendly? Hopefully it is. If it's not mobile friendly, right, you need to update your website because mobile websites have been standard for the past decade, right? And a lot has changed in the past decade, right? With these $1,000 machines that sit in everybody's pocket that they pull out and research you while they're sitting at the doctor's office or at lunch. Okay. Is your website loading fast on desktop and mobile? Okay. How do you check that? There is actually under these resources, there is a link here, right, that you can go and check somewhere in here. If not, I'll add it to there. We use Google's tool, all right, in order to do this. Okay. So how fast is your website? There's a couple sites. GT Metrics is one of those, right? You can type your website in here. It'll tell you how fast that it is, give you a rating of A, B or C or D or F, right? Um, okay, so basically, you just go down through each of these checklist items, right, and just check it if you do have that, and don't check it if you don't. All right, everybody with me so far? Give me a one if you're with me. All right, 111. Awesome. Or a Q. Does that mean you got a question? Oh, no, just hit the wrong button. Okay. All right. So, all right. Next, what do you do with this information? Well, you prioritize. All right. And over here, we've got columns for priorities. Okay. How do you prioritize these things? Well, just like we've discussed so far, your reputation is the most important thing. So make these two or three. Okay. Should be your next. And make sure that you are focusing on Google first. So SEO, Google Maps, online marketing. This is pay-per-click campaigns on Google Ads specifically. Okay. So go through and prioritize what you're going to work on next. Okay. Resell. Make sure that you've got some sort of email and email marketing happening. And again, what do you actually do? Well, it's literally all these checkboxes right here. Okay. Next, referrals. Okay. Now, you might prioritize referrals over resell. If you're new in business, I would prioritize referral over resell. Okay. On those two pillars, I would prioritize reach and reputation 1 and 2, and then each of these on downwards. Okay. If you have been in business for an extended period of time, what do you prioritize? Well, your reputation and reach, obviously, but then I would prioritize resell and then referral. Okay. But it's completely up to your goals. All right. Now, what do you do with that information? Well, you build a plan to fix one of these things at a time, whether it's your website, whether it's adding, Google Maps, whether it's setting up local service ads or setting up pay-per-click ads. Okay. Each one of these items here should be a main project that you're working on each quarter. From now until March, now until April, for most of y'all in the country, this is the time that you need to be doing all of this stuff to position yourself to be in the right place at the right time that people are searching for you on Google. Okay. So prioritize those items, those projects first. Okay. Does this all make sense so far? Give me a one if this is all making sense. Awesome. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. All right. Next. All right. As we look here, that's step number 1. Step number 2, write your goals down. You can imagine how many people that I talk to that haven't even bothered to write their goals down on paper. But yet you're 8 times more likely to actually achieve your goals. And this is scientifically proven, right? You're 8 times more likely to achieve your goals if you have them written down. Okay. So I've given you something that's straight out of entrepreneurial operating system. Entrepreneurial operating system is something that we use in our business, and it is a framework for your business. Highly recommend it. Okay. But this is a sheet directly out of there. And essentially, what you do is that you write down all of your goals. Your big, hairy, audacious goal, the BHAG, right? The instructions are down here. I put the instructions down here just to make it kind of clear for you, right? But your big, hairy, audacious goal is your 5 to 10 year moonshot, right? This is where you want to be. This might be you building up a business that you can sell, right, and retire from. This might be building up your business enough that you're not working in it 100 hours a week, right? This might be building up your business enough that you're handing it down to your children. Whatever that 5 to 10 year moonshot is, write that down right here. Okay. Write your 3 year picture. What is it going to look like in 3 years? Okay. What does it look like in 1 year? And these right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are the big major items that you have to do in order to push you forward, in order to make that BHAG a reality. Okay. Start with the BHAG and work your way downwards or backwards, if you will. Okay. So we've got 3 year, 1 year plan, rocks. This is your quarter. This quarter right now, we're in quarter 1, right? What 5 projects do you need to do in order to achieve your goals that you wrote down in your 1 year? What goals do you need to achieve in your 1 year to push you towards your 3 year picture? What items do you need to achieve in order to push you towards that big, hairy, audacious goal? Okay. What does this actually look like? We've got an example here, right? Which was this next step right here, marketing traction organizer example, right? You can go through and see exactly, what, this is a fictional company, by the way, right? Fictitious company, fictional, whichever word is correct. I'm not sure. But this is the fictional, there we go, company, right? That we kind of laid an example on. Okay. If you notice, right, that they want to, their big, hairy, audacious goal is to have 2,000 roof replacements in the year 2027, right? So that's 2028, right? By December 31st, 2028, they want to be doing 2,000 roof replacements per year. Okay. How do you do that? Well, they're going to have locations in every major metro area. All right. And we work backwards from that goal. They have to, in 1 year, they have to open a location in DFW. Well, what about this quarter? Well, they'll have to start researching companies, to purchase in DFW area. Okay. Work backwards from your goals. All right. Everybody with me on the goals? We're not going to go deep into this. I did a whole workshop on this last month, but I wanted to have these tools in your hands. You find this valuable. Type in valuable if you find this valuable. All right. Valuable. Awesome. Awesome. So this is a tool. And by the way, you want to revisit this every quarter with you and your leadership team. Okay. Sit down, take the time to work on your business, what you're doing right now. Okay. But do this, make a plan for it every single quarter in order to do that. Did you hit your rocks? Did you hit your goals? If not, what do you have to do in order to do that? Okay. All right. So that's tool number 2 in your hands. Okay. Next one, the budget worksheet. All right. So last workshop, you can always refer to the YouTube channel on, for that, but put in your revenue goal of last year's, right? Sorry, not revenue goal. Put in your actual revenue from last year here. Put in your number of sales that you made. Add in the number of leads. Okay. Add up your total ad spend, your Google ad spend, local service ads, Facebook ad spend, right? Where did you spend money last year? And what this is going to do is it's going to give you a couple of averages. First, it's going to give you your average sale price, right? You can't imagine people come to me and they're like, oh yeah, I've got a $20,000 average sale price. And in reality, at the end of the year, it's closer to $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. Why do we as marketers need that? We need to know what your average sale price is, because if we want to get you from point A to point B, what we're going to do here in a second, right? We have to know those things. Okay. So sales conversion rate, you can't imagine how many times I get told, oh, I've got a 60% sales conversion rate. Okay. That might be off of referral sales, but cold leads coming in from the internet is a whole different reality. Okay. You have to have systems in place in order to work those leads. It's just the fact. You have to have a system that answers your phones no matter what. And you have to have a system to follow up with those people, because if 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 they don't if they leave a voicemail, right? If you don't pick up the phone and they leave a voicemail, one, you're lucky if they do that and they're not just going straight down the list, right? Number two is that if they do leave you a voicemail, you've got to relentlessly follow up with those people 15 times. That's the latest research. Okay. So sales conversion rate is super important, because this is one of the main levers that in your business on how to increase business. If you double your sales rate, all right, let's say you go from a 15% to a 30% sales conversion rate from a cold lead to an actual sale, you've doubled your business. Okay. You do that to a 45%, 15% to 45%, you tripled your business with the same amount of leads coming in. Okay. So, anyways, this is basically taking all of these round numbers here and giving us these numbers. Okay. Percentage of revenue spent, right? 0.64%. What do I recommend? I recommend anywhere between 5 and 10%. 8% is kind of the middle of the ground there, where I like to see our clients. And so that means that you need to be, one, charging enough that you can reinvest that money back into your business. Okay. And that you're actually reinvesting that money back into your business and not going out and buying a new truck, new boats, new whatever, toys, right? Let's reinvest the money into your marketing to get you more sales. That's what we want, right? So make sure that this number here is anywhere in between 5 and 10%. 10% if nobody knows you, if you're new in your market, okay? 5% if you're completely already omnipresent in your market. Okay. That's kind of my general rule of thumb. Next, cost per lead. This gives us how much did it cost, right? To actually get a lead into the door, right? The other one that I'd like to know is, what's your cost per sale, right? We can simply do that by taking your what you spent and divide that by the number of sales. Okay. If we know this kind of information, right, we can go on to the next sheet, which will give us basically what it's going to take, right? So if we want to get to 6 million, okay, this client here was at 3.4. Let's be really aggressive. Let's say 7 million. That's 70 million. Oops. Wouldn't that be great? That'd completely break your business, by the way. But, hey, let's double it. Okay. So going from 7 million, from 3.5 almost to 7 million, right? Our monthly revenue target needs to be $583,000 per month that we're bringing in. Okay. This is just simply this divided by 12. Okay. What's your average job value? We've got that coming in from over here. Okay. How many service calls would be required to hit your monthly goal? Well, that's 75. Okay. What's your average conversion rate? 29%. Okay. And we got that from over here. Sales conversion rate. And this is dynamically pulling that in, by the way. All right. So this will give us the amount of leads that we need to be getting in order to hit our target, right? A lot of people think, I just need 100 leads per month. You do if your sales conversion is awesome. Okay. If it's not quite so awesome, you're going to need, all right, average cost per generated lead, right? Monthly budget and monthly percentage of budget. All right. Let me know if all of this makes sense so far. I know I just kind of went through all of this real quick. Yes. Yeah. I guess I didn't tell you. Give me a 1 if this is making sense still. All right. 1, 1, 1. Now, what do you do with this information? You go to the next sheet, and then you simply put in a few of those numbers, right? This is already calculated out, the $7 million that we're trying to get to, our marketing budget, right? This is where we can start playing around with these numbers. All right. If I say 5%, we're on the low side. If I say 10%, we're on the high side. Right. Now, if I look at these as a whole, this gives me a total marketing budget of $700,000. Okay. If you're at 3.5 and wanting to get to 7, you're going to have to invest, right, in order to get there. You're going to have to invest in ads specifically. You're going to have to invest in someone like us, right, doing the work for you in order to get to where you want to go. It's just the reality. If you don't know how to do all this stuff yourself, you're going to have to find someone that actually does. Okay. Next, average monthly budget, almost $60,000. That's a lot, right? You can probably get away with less than that. And that's where you start playing around with this budget. Okay. Maybe 5%. Okay. Let's say, well, you know what? I can't do that right now, but maybe what if I did like, 2%? All right. Oops, I hit the wrong number there. Okay. Let's go 2%. So this is where you start playing around with those numbers and you start finding what's going to work for you. Okay. I'm going to leave this up to you, but the next part down here is how do you allocate those? We've got three different buckets. We've got online marketing, we've got offline marketing, right? Offline is your signs, your wraps, your shirts, your hats, if you run, sorry, radio ads, if you run TV ads, if you run print, in the local newspaper ads, if you if you run if you sponsor a little league. This is where all of this comes into play here. Okay. Play around with these numbers. This will give you the whole numbers for the year for the budget. Okay. Some of our clients will say, well, I actually want to spend 90% here, 5% here, and 5% here. Okay. Repeat business. This is where those referrals come in. All right. What are you going to spend in order to get those referrals in? What are you going to budget? Right. This is all for budgeting. Next, come down here. How do we want to allocate for online marketing, offline marketing, and repeat business? I've got a couple of different numbers in here. On offline, if you notice, we want to spend the same amount every month. This is just what we have budgeted. So when people come, for sponsorships, this is what you have set aside for that to actually happen. Okay. This I've got set a little bit different because I like to spend a little bit more on marketing during slow times, right? If it's slow, we want to generate business, right? And so therefore this time of the year is perfect for that and to lean a little bit more into your marketing and spend a little bit more on your marketing ads. Okay. Let's get people in the door. Because if you can steady out your business even during the slow times, don't we all want that? We want our crews busy, right? So let's spend a little bit more to make that happen. And then during the busy season, and I wrote this out here for Texas, right? So busy season is April through July here. Sometimes a little bit further into August and September, but it dries way up here in Texas in August and September, right? If it's not raining, they're not going to be calling you, right? So that's when you want to lean more into those ads. Does this all make sense? Give me a one if everyone is still with me. I've got a few people and I know that we've run over our hour, but this is a super important thing to be working on. Yes, one. Awesome. Okay. The rest of this is just splitting this up, SEO, pay-per-click, display, and you're just creating a plan, right, for the year. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to sit down this weekend, right, this next week. If you're slow, might as well be doing something on your business, right? So I want you to really just concentrate on this, right, for a little bit. Might take you an hour, might take you several hours, okay? But take that time. All right. So let's wrap things up a little bit real quick here. All right. We've got our 4R roofing marketing system. This is 4 pillars, right? Want to make sure that we have all 4 of these pillars really, really working for us. Okay. Reputation, reach, well, and referral. Okay. Next, these are the 4 steps. Fix your reputation. All right. This is what I want you to do. Fix your reputation. Reach more people today than yesterday. Resell to past customers, and let's get referrals in, right? It's that simple what you need to do in order to get more sales. All right. Since y'all stayed here to the end, I'm going to give you a gift. Go to go.roofingsites.com, and I'm going to give you a free digital download of my book, The Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers. Okay. You can use this QR code in order to do that. This is 336 pages of my knowledge, our systems, exactly the exact blueprint of what we do for our clients. If you want to do it yourself, all of the knowledge is right there. Okay. Okay. If you're the type of roofing company owner that likes to know how this works, but would rather have someone else do it, we can definitely help you. There's all the stuff that we do for all of our clients all the time. Just go to roofingsites.com/schedule to schedule a meeting with me. We'll sit down and build a plan just like this one for 2025. My big, hairy, audacious goal is to double the size of 100 roofing companies before 2028. We're well on our way on that, as I mentioned before. But if you're one of those companies that need help, we're here to help.